The dominant story of success in modern society is a story of competition. From childhood onward, people are taught that life is a race, one in which only a few emerge victorious and the rest are left behind. This belief is so deeply normalized that individuals spend most of their lives benchmarking their value against others, rather than discovering what is uniquely theirs to give. Yet the most transformative truth about success is almost the opposite of what society promotes. In the deepest and most enduring forms of achievement, there is no competition. The real game of life is not to defeat anyone else. It is to create something that did not exist before. A thought, a craft, a solution, a path, a self. Creation, not competition, is the real driver of durable success. To understand why, one must first recognize that competition is a psychological frame, not a universal law. Competition assumes scarcity. One prize, many contenders. Creation dissolves scarcity by introducing new value into the world instead of fighting over what is already there. When a writer authors a book that never existed, he does not steal a place from another. He expands the space of literature. When an entrepreneur invents a new service, she does not reduce opportunities for others. She increases them by opening new industries and demands. In creation, success does not come at the expense of others. It multiplies possibility. Competition produces anxiety and imitation. Creation produces clarity and originality. When a person competes, they look sideways, measuring, copying, reacting. When a person creates, they look inward, listening, inventing, initiating. Every breakthrough thinker, artist, reformer, and builder in history was not the best at beating others. They were singular at making something that did not yet exist. Einstein did not compete with physicists. He changed physics. Jobs did not compete with phone manufacturers. He redefined what the phone could be. Gandhi did not compete with the empire. He created an alternative ethic of resistance. Creation is not one strategy of success. It is the only strategy that survives time. The pressure of competition cripples many otherwise intelligent lives. Because when you see life as a contest, your worth is always relative, never complete. Someone will always be richer, stronger, quicker, more established. Under a competition-centric worldview, even victory is temporary because someone else may surpass you tomorrow. Creation frees you entirely from that trap. When you build something born from your own essence, whether a business, a research paper, a teaching method, an artwork, a philosophy, or even a way of living, your meaning is not measured against others, but rooted in contribution. Moreover, the notion of competition relies on comparison, and comparison is the enemy of self-knowledge. A person cannot hear the voice of their own mind while constantly tuning in to the lives of competitors. True direction is found not in contrast, but in introspection, in asking what one is called to build, not what one must defeat. Success begins the moment a person stops asking, "Who is ahead of me?" and starts asking, "What can I create that is authentically mine?" Consider also that competition is backwards-facing while creation is forward-moving. Competition means working inside existing rules and trying to outrank others who also follow those rules. Creation means altering or discarding the rule book altogether. Most industries, habits, and worldviews that now feel inevitable were once new inventions introduced by individuals who were not interested in winning the old game but in imagining a new one. Progress is made not by those who participate better, but by those who imagine differently. Even in personal life, the same principle holds. There is no competition for becoming a better version of oneself. There is only the work of creation, creating discipline, creating understanding, creating emotional balance, creating a life architecture aligned with one's values. Comparing the speed of your growth to another person's is both pointless and corrosive, for the terrain of every life is different. A tree and a river cannot race. A mountain and a poem cannot compete. The question is never, who is ahead, but are you becoming what you could become? There is a frequent objection. If there is no competition, why do many successful people still behave competitively? The answer is that many people rise through competition only until they switch to creation. Most initial phases of growth in a skill may look comparative, rating, ranking, grading. But the moment a person reaches saturation inside a competitive pool, the only way to transcend is not to compete harder, but to create differently. The shift from performer to pioneer, from executor to inventor, from participant to producer, that is the inflection where lasting success emerges. Creation is also intrinsically stable. When what you do springs from your own creative center instead of external rivalry, its continuation is not dependent on the outside world. Competitors can disappear or multiply, and it will not alter your path because you were never running their race. When creation is the core, your work remains intact across cycles, reputations, markets, and comparisons. This is why creators endure across decades while competitors fade with the scoreboard. Furthermore, creation is the only ethical foundation for success that does not harm others. Competition often incentivizes suppression, sabotage, secrecy, and zero-sum thinking. Creation encourages collaboration, openness, generosity, and cumulative advancement. A creator can be surrounded by other creators, and all can rise simultaneously because the success of one does not diminish the success of another. In fact, creation often scales upward through community rather than rivalry. To live by the principle, there is no competition, all we have to do is create, is not to deny the existence of people striving in the same field, but to withdraw psychological consent from the metaphor of war. One can share a domain without fighting for dominance. One can observe others without measuring self-worth against them. The point is not to eliminate external competitors, but to eliminate the internal belief that they define your trajectory. The moment you understand that what you build comes from a source no one else possesses, your mind, your history, your sensibility, your synthesis, competition becomes irrelevant. Thus, success in life is not secured by outrunning others, but by out-creating oneself, by repeatedly constructing value where once there was none. To live creatively is to move from scarcity to generativity, from imitation to originality, from fear to authorship. In a world obsessed with ranking and winning, the most radical and productive act is to shift the basis of life away from competition and toward creation. Success then becomes not a prize taken from the world, but a gift added to it. And when one adds what only they can add, they have already won. Not because they defeated anyone, but because they fulfilled something singular that could never be replicated. The highest victory is not to stand above others, but to bring into existence what would never have been here without you. Therefore, in the deepest sense, there is no competition. All we have to do is create. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.